Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
Riddle me this.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded for the case file detective.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined,
You seem to be well grounded for the case file detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious? Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all of this stuff.
Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
by your powers combined,
You seem to be well grounded for the case file detective.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine. Riddle me this. Why so serious? Always winterize your pants.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
Why so serious? Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file detective.
by your powers combined,
Riddle me this.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
by your powers combined,
Hadouken!
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well-grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pipes.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Riddle me this. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined,
Hadouken!
Yoga Lane.
Why so serious?
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Riddle me this. SoulProviderZ. Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well-grounded in the case file, Detective.
Why so serious?
by your powers combined,
Yo, what is up? What's going on? OTAKU Jump Podcast, episode 8. Hope you guys are having a good, safe weekend. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Be sure to like the video, subscribe. The podcast is available. We first go on YouTube first, and then we go on Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Anchor. All those other audio formats will be in the description. Of course, we have my co-host for this episode. What is going on, Eisen?
What's good? Can't wait to get this thing going and just have a good show. We got a lot to talk about.
Alrighty, Omega.
Hey, it's Omega Dreads back again. Let's go ahead and have a great one and
Otaku jump forever.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and first cover the recent polls on the Nerd Pill that we have. So of course, the last one, let me go to my community tab. So we had, let me see. Okay, so the best arc in Yu Yu Hakusho, a total of 58 votes. The winner was the Dark Tournament arc with 66%, Black Chapter arc with 10%, Sage of the Mukai Tournament arc 14%, and Spirit Detective arc 10%. So that was a interesting poll with the 58 votes we had a couple of days ago. And then the recent poll was for the Batman. Of course, the Batman came out this weekend, which is actually doing pretty good numbers with the box office. I think where it's past the 100 million mark. So that's not too bad. Although the budget was, I think, 200, but we'll see what it is by tomorrow. So the question was, will the new Batman, be directed by Matt Reeves, surpass its previous adaptations of the Batman? Will this pass Ben Affleck's Batman, Christian Bale's, George Clooney's, or Michael Keaton's, with 46 votes. And consider that most people, some people may have not watched it during this weekend, so I understand that. So this poll may change next weekend. So 17% for a masterpiece rating of 9 to 10 rating. Best Batman film was 17%. The winning one was 52% with, it was a pretty good film, 7-8 rating. Very basic and average, 5 to 6, 22%. Lacks in many ways, disappointing was 3 to 4%. And sucks, worst Batman film ever, was only 4%. So that shows that this was above average film. I would definitely agree with that poll there. It definitely is not the worst Batman film ever. And just another quick update. I have an anime voting poll to react to a completed series. You can still vote on the community tab. So far, Overlord is winning with 56%, and Gintama is second place, and third is Diamond No Ace, the baseball anime. Be sure to vote. I will plan on reacting to that, one of those in the spring season, as we get there shortly next month. So those are some quick updates. So let's go ahead and start with your article, Omega, on Elden Ring. Oh, look, then we got Swift coming here. What's going on, Swift?
Yo, what's good, everybody?
What up, Swift?
What up? But go ahead, Omega, on Elden Ring.
All right, let's get started. So, yes, should I be playing Elden Ring? Of course. If you are a fan of the Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and any kind of game that is going to not only challenge your mind, break your soul, and actually cripple your senses, yes, I would definitely be playing this game. I mean, if anything, for the ragdoll physics, when you make a terrible mistake and it's sent flying and plunging to your death. But I'll read just a small amount of the article. And here we are here. So what pretty much appealed to me as I scrolled down was that the first thing most people tell you about Elden Ring is that the combat is difficult and the world is obtuse. That's the point, in part, I've taken to describing Elden Ring to curious friends as a mashup between The Legend of Zelda, Breath of Wild, with its wide open spaces and basic and theory combat, and the maddening obtuse logic of 90s CD-ROM game Myst. The approach of Elden Ring will be recognizable if you've played any games from the same developers, as I've already stated, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, also the Bloodborne game. Over time, these games coalesced, I'll probably butcher that, but into a subgenre called Souls-like, or Soulsborne. And Elden Ring is an evolution and continuation of those ideas. So yeah, I'll stop right there. I will say the most interesting thing is that it's included with a horse option now. So I mean, you're not just gonna be, shoelace expressing it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would tell anybody that I would tell anyone about this game. They should go ahead and check it out.
Okay. So my thing about Elden Ring. So yes, Dorian, what's going on, Dorian? Yes, it is a From Software game. So it is like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like you said, this is open world, kind of like a Breath of the Wild Zelda game. So that is to a very strong advantage for new players because you're not stuck in a level or a dungeon. You have the option to escape when needed. And actually, just to show you how big this game is, like right now, the peak of total gamers that actually played the game is almost 952,000, like almost a billion. And playing right now is 630,000 right now. So the game's doing really well on PC and all the other platforms. I started playing it myself. It's yes, it's hard, but there's a lot of different resources you can use to your advantage to try to make it at least a little bit less of a pain. You know, maybe some strategy guides or some guides on YouTube or something like that. You know, whatever you can find helpful, ways to find different weapons, staffs if you're a mage, different shields, just ways you can kind of make it easier for you. You can also grind, of course this is RPG, you could grind your way in this level up and farm if you want. So there's ways to go about it. So far I've been enjoying it on the PS5. I think I've beaten like maybe 5 or 7 bosses. I'm just taking my time with it, but I've beaten Bloodborne before. I've beaten Neo 2, so I have some experience with the Souls games. My thing is I'm not that great. So, like I said, I was telling the other guys earlier that when I play this game, I'm basically breaking the game. Like I don't care. I'm trying to break the AI. Basically, that's how I'm doing it. And luckily, I've been surviving. So that's my thoughts on the game. And then I think it's been getting 9s and 10s on review scores. So. Shout out to From Software, and they are doing their thing. Aizen, anything on this? On Elden Ring?
Yeah, I plan on getting it when it goes on sale on Steam. I haven't had a whole lot of playtime. The only one I actually played was Dark Souls 2 on the 360, and soon after I got it, I ended up going to next gen. So with the PS4, so. I'll definitely get it on PC, and I'll have to check it out. Of course, they'll probably fix all the bugs that you ran into by then, but I think I'll be all right. I'll just farm. I always remember one of the main things is just, man, if you got a shield, keep it up around all corners. Right. Protect it all the time. So yeah, it'll be a nightmare, but hey, I played Dragon's Dogma, the Bitter Black Owl version, so I can probably do this.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, another thing about me, right? Like when I was playing Bloodborne, I had to mute the audio because that shit was so cringy that I would play like random music just to go through that game. Like that's how bad it was for me.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's just me and my struggle. Swift, anything on Elden Ring?
I mean, no real comments. I guess we'll watch some YouTube gameplay and see what happens from there. Is it on the W?
You said what?
Is it on the W? You know, the WS4.
Oh god. You mean the WS5? Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's on both consoles. Yeah, yeah.
What is the WS5?
Okay, so
WS4.
What's the WS5?
All right, so he Swift's still being stubborn. He doesn't want to get on the PS5. He's still on his PS4 shit. So.
Hey, look, I don't blame you. I have not gotten one either.
No comment.
I don't plan on spending any more money than I have to.
Man, you've been
smart.
WS4 is the corniest shit I ever heard. Bro.
Thank you. There you go. There you go.
It's better than LS5.
No. You better not let me know. See, like if I find out you get the PS5, I swear you're in trouble.
See, I'm calling it a WS4 because it was called that in the anime. See.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with it.
Wait, but remember, I had a PS4. All right, so
had.
All right.
Remember, he's not a nerd.
Oh shit! Okay, here comes Blit Flipper. PS5 barely had any games. Chill. It's a new console. It's a new console. Here we go.
Hey, well, that's all the more reason to not even buy it yet.
I don't
know, but that's me.
All right.
Don't worry.
Spider-Man.
Hey, you might see me pop up with it.
Like, come on, bro. They play one Spider-Man game. PS5 is the best system ever.
Just chill out. All right, Adias, any thoughts on Elden Ring?
Yeah, just a few.
Mm-hmm.
The difficulty in the Souls games is a really fair challenge, in my opinion. But you can't play this like you would a lot of other games. You know, charging in, spamming attacks. I thought this game was great, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love it. I've been playing it, and I'm enjoying my damn self. I would highly recommend.
Totally. I think it's a little, like you said, it's definitely welcoming, I would say, even compared to the Dark Souls games. Like, I think it's way more welcoming. And in fact, I got addicted. Like, sometimes you might beat a boss, and you're like, shit, maybe I could beat a couple more bosses during this run, you know? So, definitely agree with you there.
Well, the thing with the Souls games has always been, if you're getting murdered easy, it means you're not really supposed to be there yet.
Right.
Whereas, like with Dragon's Dogma, when you get to Bitter Black Isle, this shit was just unfair.
Yeah.
So,
and in Souls games, each enemy and boss has their own tactics, unique attacks, and surprises. So if you're patient, you learn their patterns and you adjust your tactics to each individual situation. It goes from being hard to being tough but fair. And if you're prepared to die, you can stomach getting kicked back to the last checkpoint a lot. You'll be fine. But the game gives you a lot of freedom. I mean, you can ride or sneak away from tough encounters, find something cool to do on the other side, start out on small groups of little enemies, minor dungeons, and build your way up to the bigger challenges. And you can experiment. I mean, this game was fucking masterclass, in my opinion. And you get a great sense of accomplishment from this game as well.
So it seems like you can throw some shade and be like, I don't have to take this. I have a horse. Onward.
That's pretty much what it is. It's like, fuck it, let's go, Tori. like fuck it.
Okay.
That's how it would be. Fuck it. All right. So next one. Go ahead, Isaac.
All right. So basically, this one came from IGN, and basically, what we have here is Warner Brothers is gearing up for a sequel to I Am Legend with Will Smith returning. And Michael B. Jordan will be co-starring. So the sequel is being penned and produced by Akiva Goldsman, writer of A Beautiful Mind, Fringe, and the original I Am Legend screenplay. No director has currently been confirmed to be attached to the project, and so no firm release window has been announced yet. But they have those two have definitely. Jordan and Smith are definitely behind this one to try and get it out there. So I'm kind of interested to see how this one will be. I think it's something that you can have a sequel on. Will Smith usually doesn't have too many bad movies, so I think this one could be a pretty good one. So that's what I've got.
So this is definitely one of our headlines for this episode. So here's the thing with Will Smith. I got a little smoke for Will Smith. I will actually have to disagree. His track record is kind of hit and miss when it comes to his movies, especially sci-fi movies. Wild West, I mean, okay, Men in Black, those are classics. What was that one he did with After Earth, I think, with his son? That shit failed extremely bad. You had what was that one with his son? That one obviously was good. So he has a couple good ones, I, Robot, stuff like that, but his track record is really bad. He has a lot of them that have failed, and oh shit, look at Hancock. That shit was another fucking mess. That shit was fucking terrible.
Damn, I actually halfway liked it.
I hated that shit. That shit was corny. I'm sorry, but so the question is, does this need a sequel? I feel like once again we've seen this pattern before, where you're giving us a sequel way too late. The momentum from I Am Legend 1. What was that like? What? Oh yeah, 2007. Shit. So
yeah, 07. Yeah.
You're talking about, are people gonna care about this series? I mean, maybe a small percent.
I think that I think the timing of it may actually be halfway decent. Marvel hasn't put out too many really good movies actually. A lot of their stuff has been trashed. A lot of people trying to get away from a lot of the content they've been putting out. So it may be okay. I think possibly, even though it has been a while, as long as they don't do anything trash in the story like they did with that Trinity movie, this can be okay.
Like, all I'm saying is I don't want to see Will Smith's son Jaden come in the movie with a fucking cape or a dress. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I give you that one.
And you know, and with Michael B. Jordan being in this movie, I have a feeling that Will Smith may die, and then Michael could continue on to the third movie or something. This is a prediction there, but
Possibly.
That's my thoughts. Go ahead, Omega. What do you think?
I think this is a very good positive step in the direction for an adventurous almost movie if it's played well. I mean, I definitely enjoyed the original Mega Man and also I Am Legend starring with Will Smith, but Michael B. Jordan to be in it should be awesome. It does it. I don't know. Like I don't think it would be any lackluster if they didn't go in this direction.
Mm-hmm. Dane says that Hancock was good. No, it wasn't. Y'all are weird. It was not good.
Well, that I will actually disagree with. I did enjoy Hancock.
It was not good.
Thank you. It was fucking corny. It was corny.
I'm gonna say good, but I liked it.
Good.
No, the ending
Well,
when he had the fucking
ending-
eagle and shit. Like, really? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was
Shit was corny.
Man, look, you know what? I don't endings on movies. I don't really go into. I mean, that's like with Return of the Jedi. That motherfucking ending shit was always.
This
crappy,
dude
but...
got the suit and had like a clean taper with it, like too clean. That shit was too clean when he got that fucking suit.
Did the haircut come with the suit?
I guess so. That shit.
Man, wait, hold on. So you just didn't like a brother being, having them powers and all that, man? What's going on?
No. Can't say that. I like Spawn. I like Blade. So no, can't say that. I'm cool with brothers having powers and shit.
Hey, to be honest, we didn't like the weakness though. We didn't like.
Oh yeah, right.
Kryptonite.
The what?
Yeah, the weakness was basically Becky.
That white woman was kryptonite, bro.
Oh well, and the whole thing, I think a lot of people never even got either. Was the whole reason of why he ended up forgetting? It's like,
oh yeah.
I mean, the dude came out of a movie theater with a white woman in the 20s. Of course, he was gonna get jumped. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh, dang, yeah." Nobody ever thought about that. Yeah,
like no one was shocked.
So Coolin has a good point. Did Will Smith die in the first one? I thought he did die. That's a good point, Coolin. I thought he did die. Maybe he didn't. I guess not. But go ahead, Swift. What's
okay? My bad.
Go ahead, Eisen. Anything?
I was gonna say it says here that if you watch the second version of the ending, they reshot it where he doesn't.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna speak to that in my turn to speak. No,
my
bad.
Go ahead.
I know. Go ahead, Swift. Yeah, go ahead, Swift.
I mean, I don't really have too much to say on it, considering that I haven't seen this movie.
He wasn't born when this movie came out.
Oh god.
I don't think I've seen any other Will Smith movies either. So y'all got this one.
All right.
Look at this guy.
Go ahead, Adidas.
All right. I'm a mark for movies. I can say a little bit about this. Okay. All right. Let me shed some insight for you guys. This is going to be the first ever sequel that follows a movie's alternate ending. Okay. This is groundbreaking shit right here. Okay. Now, Will's character did die at the end of I Am Legend in the theatrical version. But in the original and, in my opinion, better ending that they shot, it was closer to the book. The vampire zombies are actually more social and complex than they first appear. And their goal in the final fight is to get the butterfly tattoo zombie back. And it ends with Neville alive. The vampire zombies leave with the butterfly girl, and the shot lingers on the wall of Polaroids of all of Neville's failed experiments, implying that from their perspective that he's a monster and a murderer. And then Neville and the two other human survivors then leave the city, heading north to the colony of the survivors. Now, it's weird because the alt ending is the meaning of the title. He is a legend to the creatures. He's like what you would tell the creature kids to be good and such. I mean, these creatures have become what humanity currently is, and he's the villain for killing them. So I think the movie tried to twist that into him being a story the girl who survived could make a legend of, which in my opinion was weaker. Now, with that context out of the way, I do advise you go see the alternate ending. I do advise you go read the novella. It's only 150 pages, and it's much, much better in my opinion. But beyond that, right? The pairing of Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith was one that was completely inevitable, and his timing right now does not surprise me in the slightest. Because bear in mind that Michael B. has said that his three favorite actors are Will Smith, Denzel Washington, and Leonardo DiCaprio. And what at least the three black guys in that group have in common is that they all like to shed their isms on the screen. You never forget that you're watching Will Smith, Denzel, or Michael B. when you're watching them. And that's kind of the role that he wanted in Hollywood. He wanted that guy that kind of transcended the films he was in. So if you go back to 2016, I believe, when you had the Independence Day 2 come out, he was supposed to play in that film, but he turned it down for whatever reason. And he was going to play Will Smith's son. I'm glad he did stay away from that piece of shit movie. But, yeah, so this is going to be good. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of chemistry. Michael B., maybe being on the screen with will bring him up as an actor, because I haven't been very impressed with his films. I haven't been impressed with Will Smith's films. But one thing that you can count on with those two is that their performances will always be, they'll at least give their best. Hopefully the film is structured in a way that majority of it will be dialogue between the two.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, if you guys like The Dog, I don't think The Dog is going to be in that damn film.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any damn sense.
Yeah, damn shame. That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
The dog went down. Damn.
Right.
Maybe you get him a new one.
Right. All right, go ahead, Swift.
All right, so Piccolo, I mean, I guess we've guessed this already, but if not, oh well. Piccolo's getting a new form in Dragon Ball Superhero, or whatever. Him and Gohan. This article doesn't say Gohan, but we all know Gohan's getting a new form. And for some reason, they decided to change his color to this weird yellow-green. For him to be like, I don't know, Super Namekian, whatever his new form is. So, I'm not too sure. I don't really have any feelings about it, considering that in the trailer, he fights one of the androids, and the androids basically calls him weak. I'm not sure if he used his new form against the android, but he's like, him and Gohan aren't gonna match up to Goku and Vegeta, so I don't really see a point in that in the long term. But you never know.
Mm-hmm. So I just, this is totally like a oddball thing. Like I had no idea they would give him a new form. I don't understand if this is gonna be, well, I guess this movie will be canon with the Dragon Ball Super story, I guess. So maybe if the anime comes back, he'll have this new form. I don't really know, but
well, it takes place after. It'll take place like well after wherever we're at in the anime. So Han's older, Goten and Trunks are older as well. So,
all right. So even if he has to do form, like, it has to make sense. And I mean, I'm not a Piccolo hater, but I just wanted to make sense. Now, Gohan's new form, I'm interested to see. I just hope Gohan can finally get some fucking justice and actually be badass, more than 10 minutes long, unlike his ultimate Gohan form. So we'll see with that. But that's my little quick thoughts on it. Anything, ideas?
Yeah, just off the dome. Who gives a fuck about Piccolo anymore, bro? He had his chance to be a relevant character. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. Picked it up and then dropped that shit again. I think that any momentum you had for Piccolo as a rival, as a serious character, outside of a meme or a father figure for Gohan, I mean, you ruined that shit long ago, man. I mean, Super, in my opinion, is terrible. It's redundant. We have no reason to watch it outside of you want that inkling of nostalgia you may get from watching it. But all the character arcs have been finished at the end of Z. Every time there's a new villain, we know they're going to be destroyed and the characters are going to go on with their lives until the next one comes. There's no amount of growth that can come for any character at this point. So, given this transformation to Piccolo, honestly seems like fan service. It seems like I want to give this to Piccolo because you guys have been asking for it for 40 years. Well, hey, you should have gave it to us 40 years ago. Now we don't care, and it doesn't mean anything because everyone knows that this part of the story is irrelevant. Now, am I still going to watch it? Yes. Is it probably going to look nice visually? Yes. I mean, but in terms of significance, I can't say that I'm too excited for it. I'm just going to enjoy it for the few seconds that I watch it. But I don't know. I'm actually disappointed that they're revealing this now. I would have rather them keep it out, personally.
Yeah, good points. Like, you had a good point there about the character arcs pretty much being finished off. I mean, you're wasting a new form on a character that's already been complete. You know, you might as well give it to someone else. I don't know. So that's a good point there. What do you think, Eisen?
I think Adidas made a good point about them waiting 40 years to do something with Piccolo and dropping the ball, but it just goes to show that Dragon Ball has been nothing more than a glorified fight fest with no real story or writing. I'm not that interested in seeing it, but I mean, if we do it, you know, I'll look. But I just have no interest in seeing Great Saiyaman and all that goofy ass shit. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Damn it. I don't know. I just don't have the tolerance for that goofy shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I really just don't expect much from it.
Okay. What do you think, Omega?
So I always admired Piccolo's fighting style. He may not be the kind of strongest, but he does step to every last, villain or adversity, head on. As far as this new form, it just seemed like they just added lighter color to him. Like I was, I was kind of disappointed because I mean all these forms that things turn into, and they just say, "Oh, let's just make them a little lighter color." It's like they just, I'm into digital art, and it just like somebody said, "Hey, he looks better this color," and they said, "All right, let's do it. Just slap him on in there." But I've always admired the character for what he was. I mean, he definitely didn't win a lot of fights, but he pretty much gave it his all. And to train Gohan, I mean, I don't know. Maybe is that a reason why Gohan doesn't have that many wins under his belt? That could be a dig too. But for the most part, yeah, he's just an awesome character to me. The only thing I'm just disappointed on the just color swap of his new form. Like I could even look at things. For some reason, I thought he was going to go in a direction of maybe something similar to maybe Frieza or something. I don't know. I expected like an orb or something, or him look more demonic kind of thing, because he's like from the I think his style of fighting is called demon style, or he's from the demon clan.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, come on, give him a tail or some wings. I don't, but just lighter color. I'm put off on that.
Right. Basically, his new form is a color in like a fighting game, like a Fighter's E or something. That's basically what it is. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Dorian, you ain't shit. Dorian says, give Mr. Popo a new form. All right, Dorian. All right. All right.
I would have been happy if he turned into Mr. Popo. Whoa! Shocking.
All right. Go ahead, Adias. This is yours.
All right. We are now officially back in my wheelhouse. So we have Aquaman, poor man's Roman Reigns himself, Jason Momoa playing the villain in the new Fast and Furious. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not gonna say I'm excited. I was gonna lie to you. I think it'll be okay. Um, I think that he's gonna play. From what I understand, um, he's gonna be like a reluctant anti-hero type.
Uh-huh.
They have reluctant hero archetypes all over Fast and Furious. Everyone is related to each other. There's probably gonna have another heist plot, maybe on an island. I'm not sure what the story is going to be, but I do think that in the case of Jason Momoa's career, it is a step in the right direction. I think that it's honestly predictable because the role is within his wheelhouse. Him speaking on the role, he said it's a fun role. He gets to play the bad guy, which he hasn't gotten to do in a while. He gets to be the bad boy. He gets to be very flamboyant and add a little panache to the role. Um, his shift to crime is pretty anticipated because he's made a name for himself playing the more heroic protagonist-centered roles, such as Aquaman or his role in Dune, as well as his role in Game of Thrones. As of right now, the working title for the film is Fast 10. A name change is expected. This is rumored to be the last film in the franchise. And like many popular film series of the modern age, it will probably be split into two parts to tell a longer, more detailed narrative that will bring the franchise to a satisfying close. We're probably going to see the return of guys like Vin Diesel, Tyrese, Ludacris, Michelle Rodriguez, Charlize Theron, of course, Dwayne Johnson and John Cena. I'm sorry. Dwayne Johnson and John Cena have been confirmed to not be returning in this film. I'm sorry. And production is expected to start this spring. Justin Lin will be directing. He directed the previous Fast and Furious projects, including Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift and 4, 5, 6, and 9 of the franchise. The previous writer, Chris Morgan, will pen the script for the final chapters. And yeah. Oh, and for context, Momoa's last villainous role came in Once Upon a Time in Venice, where he was the antagonist to Bruce Willis. This film was poorly received, with critics mainly griping on Willis's performance. So seeing him trade the superhero costume for something more gritty will be interesting, and I'm sure it'll be interesting received. This movie is expected to hit theaters in May 2023. This gives the studio enough time to tease the character. Until then, you can catch Momoa for Aquaman in December.
All right. So, I still don't know how this franchise has gotten to the 10th installment. This is actually, to me, although I don't really like the series that much, I will say I'll still give it credit on being able to continue on for almost 10 movies. That's not something that's easy, and I'll give it credit there. Oh,
wait, so wait, man, look, we gotta do something about this. Cooling in the chat being dishonest. Talking about Tokyo Drift was the best one out of all of them. Come on now.
I don't know. I barely remember all of them. I mean, I barely remember the second one. Shit. Okay, if that's your case, cool. And explain in the chat if you can. But Jason Momoa, like we said, we see him in Aquaman. We saw him in Dune, which is really a cool movie. So to see him as a villain, as you said, yeah, that'll be totally awesome to see him as a villain. I could definitely see that. I do remember there was a little bit of drama with Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel with this series, so I think that's why he's not involved in it.
I think the whole cast.
I did hear some drama about that, but
wasn't it a whole cast?
I don't know. But I'm not caught up with the series, so I don't know. I don't know where to start.
Rock didn't get in. Well, I know Rock and Tyrese been kind of on the not so well friendship thing.
Bit Flipper says if you he says eventually they'll be in wheelchairs. Yeah, pretty. Then that might be the case. They might race in wheelchairs eventually. That's fucked up.
Need for Speed wheelchair.
What are your thoughts, Omega? Go ahead. That's all I have to say about on this one.
I don't have much to say except for Need for Speed. Tokyo Drift was the lesser of all of them. great kind of little message it was throwing there. But yeah. But other than that, this 10, this franchise is just I don't know how it's gotten this far, but it's in the tens. But I have to admit, Americans love cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just not us though. I'm pretty sure it's global, but it's just been maintaining a part where I feel they're going to have to keep doing things more massive, bigger stunts, bigger collisions, big. It's gonna get to the point where we're racing underwater. You know what I mean? Or just who knows? Fast and Furious Transformers.
Oh my God.
that.
I mean, it might as well happen though. You got a point. It might as well. Shit.
Yeah. So I'll leave it at that. But I would give it a shot because I've watched almost all of them. I don't think it's one that I have skipped. The very last one I pretty much enjoyed. And if I'm correct, was that the one with it's when they were fighting the super soldier guy, right?
I don't remember. Maybe Eisen Diaz may remember. I don't know.
The very last one has been the one with John Cena. I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
Wait, I'm sorry. Which one were you talking about?
There's one where Shaw and
Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw versus Black Superman.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that one.
Spin-off. That was a spinoff.
Yeah,
but
that one.
The last Fast and Furious was the one with John Cena though. And it came after Hobbs and Shaw, but yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Eisen? Thoughts?
I think people are gonna go see it. It's able to sell because you got guns, cars, fights, and you've got Mexican Keisha. So it's everything everybody enjoys and will pay to see.
Right. We'll have to see when it comes out next year how it does. I think Fast and Furious 9 just came on HBO Max, so if you have HBO Max, you can definitely watch the previous film on there. All right, so next up, Street Fighter 6 release date, leaks, characters, everything we need to know about the next gen fighting release. So Street Fighter 6 was announced during the Capcom Cup tournaments. They do a lot of these tournaments throughout the year. Two things came out, but one of them will be on Rapid Fire. But Street Fighter 6 was announced. They had a little nice, cool trailer for it. CGI trailer that had the new character from Street Fighter 5, Luke and Ryu. Ryu looks way older. The graphics look extremely way better. Looks like they're using a new Resident Evil engine on the recent RE game. So we're bound to see better graphics. Now, the thing is that there was a couple complaints about the logo. Apparently, Capcom stole the logo from another artist. So I think the logo that you see in the trailer is not going to be the one that we get during the release date. And you got to remember, the fighting game community, they stay up to date with these things. So having a Street Fighter 6 is very predictable when we saw the trailer. Of course, they're going to have to continue on if they're going to move on from Street Fighter 5 to Street Fighter 6. Now, right now, it's been a lot of different debates on theories on who should be in the game, who shouldn't. Obviously, Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, Guile, your basics, those guys are probably going to be in the game. But they're kind of predicting that maybe Dudley, some other characters might show up in this next one, Rose. Definitely excited for it. Street Fighter 5 was such a long... We had that for since maybe 2014? So it's been a long time coming. I mean, we've had 5 full seasons of that game for a lot of years. So it's good that we're moving on. I can't wait to see how this looks on the PS5 or the WS5. Yeah, can't wait. And hopefully it's hopefully it's multi-plat, so it could be on PC. We can do cross platforming on there. But definitely can't wait for Street Fighter 6. We don't really know much yet. There will be a summer kind of news update later this summer. Some more info. Maybe we'll get some more character confirms or how the battle system works. We don't really know any of that right now. All we know is that Ryu looks older. Luke from Street Fighter 5 is in Street Fighter 6. That's all we really know right now. So Can't wait. That's my thoughts on that. What do you think, Mega, on the new Street Fighter?
Yeah, so it's been a long time coming. I've definitely always been a fan of Street Fighter since it was in an arcade next to my house. Well, I know it was an arcade. It was actually just a regular store, and it had Street Fighter in it. And the minute I heard somebody go like, I was like, "What the is that?" And then I ran over there. Wow, this game is awesome. But yes, it's been a long time coming. We've had Street Fighter 5 since like AD, like so. But loads of content on it. Even to the point where they just was like, look, just we made one whole pack. You can just have it all, okay? Knock yourself out. At a good reasonable discount too. But yeah. To think what the roster is gonna be like, it's gonna be interesting because certain characters are left in, certain characters are left out, certain characters, of course, are pay as you play, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I do like the fact that they still keeping the very last character that they came out for Street Fighter 5 relevant. So, yeah, we might even be looking at Ryu's more another rival other than Ken.
All right.
But yeah, that's all I have to say for it. Oh, I will say this one thing though. Please, if Capcom is listening, bring back Sean and don't sell anybody else's logos.
I agree. Actually, I would love Sean in the game, and the people like Fei Long. I know Dudley, those type of people. Any thoughts, Eisen?
Nothing much here other than what you, Omega, Swift, and Hunter will have a good time with this. I haven't played a fighting game in years. Just hadn't cared about playing one since back when I was younger. We used to pass around the controller around the room, whoever lost. So
yeah, I remember those times. Yep. Okay. Diaz, anything?
Yeah, I do love that Hobo Ryu is going to be his default skin, right?
Oh god.
The bearded look and the Akuma sandals, I think those suit him very well. He looks like Chris Redfield with a headband. I like that a lot. Now, I'm not a big fighting game guy, and even if I were, I would not be a Street Fighter guy. I'm more of a Tekken guy. But I know someone who says they're worried about this game. They said that because Street Fighter 5 was so ass, at least to start out, that they're worried about this one, And is this the first Street Fighter game that takes place after Street Fighter 3?
Street Fighter 5, you mean?
Street Fighter 5 was after 3?
No, Street Fighter 4. We had Street Fighter 4 before that.
But I thought Street Fighter 4 took place before Street Fighter 3.
Oh, actually, I don't even know the timeline like
because
that.
Street Fighter 3 has Ken's son and everything.
Okay, honestly, I don't know the timeline like that.
Street Fighter 3 was all after the Alpha series. So you had Street Fighter Alpha, which almost was like a precursor. Like I get it mixed up, but I know one of the alphas is basically saying like these were the World Warriors before the other World Warriors.
Okay.
Because Birdie is like actually from the very first Street Fighter. They didn't say Street Fighter 2. It was just Street Fighter. So and also I believe there were a few more. Actually, Guy was almost like the first participant in the Street Fighter Alpha series. Like, so before the well, actually, the practitioner of what's his Zengoku? Zengoku is actually from Street Fighter 1. But yeah, Street Fighter Alpha was just basically up to date graphics, but these were like mostly all the mains, and then they went over to Street Fighter 3 and then 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything?
Yeah. So
Yeah, go ahead.
just closing out my thoughts then. Like I said,
Mhm.
Street Fighter Five was bad at first, but it did pretty well. It received support for 6 long years, full of trials and tribulations. It had its problems for sure. Some people didn't like the V gauge or the crush counters, but in the end, I think it was a success. I think the game did the work it was supposed to do. It wasn't as hype as Third Strike or Four, but it was solid. So here's the hoping that Street Fighter Six doesn't implement the universal auto combos.
Oh yeah, yeah. Street Fighter definitely. I totally agree. Street Fighter does not need auto combos at all.
Please do not
totally
do
agree
that.
on that. And like you said, yes, the Street Fighter Five launch was very poor. It barely had any content. Yeah, they can't repeat that mistake because unless they want to get roasted again, and roasted, unless they want to get roasted again, they can make that mistake. But I don't think they really should try to avoid that. Um, and a lot of the characters from Street Fighter Five, at least the new characters, they're probably not gonna transfer over. Like people like Fang or Falk. I don't think we're gonna see them in the next one. Like those ones weren't really that popular. So I mean, they got to be mindful of the actual professional players that actually play these games and the casuals that buy all the DLC. That is a big important factor on who's gonna be on the roster when it first comes out. But let's go to the next one. I think Omega and Aizen, y'all got this. The new. You can start off, Aizen.
Okay. Well, apparently, there's going to be a new Alien movie on Hulu. It is an idea pitched by superfan Fady Alvarez, and really Scott is pretty much well before he didn't really I guess care too much about it before, but he'd been working on it many years ago. But apparently Scott gave him a call and asked him to still wanted to make it, and 20th Century Studio Pictures, my bad, picked up the project. And so basically what you're going to have is saying you're really going to have a new story with characters you haven't seen before. So this will allow the so basically it'll have an average blockbuster with without that you won't have that average blockbuster with that huge budget. So it's gonna allow it to be a much cheaper budget, so they don't have to worry about failure from it. And also apparently I think Scott is also working on another alien movie of his own, but nobody knows what the tie with the plot will be tied to Prometheus or Alien Covenant, but we'll just have to wait to see what's coming out.
Okay, Omega, go ahead. What do you think?
So I've always been a huge fan of the Aliens genre. I don't want to say genre. I should say just legacy because there's many of them. But yeah, I think this is going to be a awesome step in the direction for the series. Also, a lot of people that used to play the games are going to be definitely interested. We'll probably have more of a seasoned, like old school vibe, like mostly people that like of that era, are gonna be intrigued to watch it.
Mhm.
Definitely with Alvarez and all of his previous movies. I mean, he's known for the Evil Dead remake, and Don't Breathe. So those are very good. Those are very good movies. I always even wanted to see like a remake of the Army of Darkness, or at least like maybe a number 2 to it. But yeah, I believe this is going to be great. I'm stoked for it. I've always liked the story and the movie behind it. I definitely always had a thing for Sigourney Weaver. So Oh yeah. But I don't know. I wonder though, will they use I guess I'm just asking everyone, but you think they're going to get a woman like that kind of looks like Sigourney Weaver? Like kind of mold her character, or maybe they might go in another direction.
You know what? Well, go ahead.
It doesn't
Adias.
say too much, but yeah.
Let me get your thoughts, Adias, on this one, then I'll go after you.
Yeah, I hope they don't censor the gore or the bad language. I would love for it to be as scary and raw as possible. The idea of a toned down PG-13 alien movie just seems so strange to me. Like, I want to see some fucked up shit. It is a horror franchise. And plus, your mainstream big budget movies, you know, they should be more violent and explicit these days, in my opinion. A full-on android story for sure, sprinkling some philosophy, brain scratchers, maybe a transmission message from the established characters, you know, maybe an Easter egg or two. And I think that and put the xenomorph from the last episode with like 3 minutes of screen time. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I've heard people shit on this, but I think this has the potential to be good because you have such an established lore you can pull so many strong things from.
Yeah.
So, what was that movie called with Michael Fassbender? He had a movie kind of connected to this franchise. What was it called? Did anyone remember?
Prometheus.
Yeah,
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
So that was my movie there. Like when it comes to the other movies, like you know, I didn't really watch all of them, but that one, when that one came out, that one really kind of got me hooked. It was creepy as shit. So if it's something like that, I wouldn't mind watching it, but. I'm wondering, like, if for people watching who want to watch this movie, do they have to be caught up with everything, or can brand new viewers just watch this straight from the start, or what? I mean, because I don't know. Be honest, I may not want to go back and watch all those other previous movies and stuff.
If you watch Prometheus, and I believe I would give that a 10 and 10, especially the second Prometheus.
There was Covenant, wasn't it? Alien
Covenant. Yeah. So, if I believe if you watch Prometheus, you should be settled in. But it's not bad to give Aliens 1 a shot. That one had I think that one almost had the most gore too. But I have to agree with Atesis. Definitely let the blood and acid flow.
Some face hugger action. Yeah.
You know, I saw a clip of that shit. That shit was gross as fuck.
As it should be.
Yeah. All right. So we reached our hour mark. We're going to do a quick commercial break. We'll be back. Join the Discord server. I have the link pinned on the chat. If you're new, definitely join the Oasis. But yeah, we'll be back after this quick commercial break. See you in maybe 3-4 minutes. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
Riddle me this.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Tyrannosaurus!
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul
powers combine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious? Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all of this stuff.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
Tyrannosaurus!
Yoga Lane. The SoulProviderZ.
Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Yoga Lane.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine. Riddle me this.
The SoulProviderZ.
Why so serious? Tyrannosaurus! Always winterize your pipes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Why so serious?
Yoga Lane.
Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
By your powers combined.
Riddle me this.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Always winterize your pipes. Your soul is mine.
Yoga Lane.
By your powers combined.
Hadouken! Tyrannosaurus!
Yoga Lane.
Why so serious?
The SoulProviderZ.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pipes.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Alrighty, We are past the halftime. Episode 8 of Otaku Jump podcast. What's going on? Be sure to like the video, subscribe, join the Discord server, the Oasis. I pinned it in the chat. If you are new, definitely join. We do a lot of shit there. Watch parties, chat, gameplay streams, all types of shit in the Discord. Just be prepared. You will get these jokes though if you join. Just be prepared. Have thick skin and that shit. So shout out to Rocky with the super chat. What's going on? We'll be back after this commercial break. Shout out to Rocky, a member of the channel and the Discord. Shout out to J Wolf, Bit Flipper, Dorian, J Wolf. What's going on? Let's see. Shout out to Dorian, Dane, Coolin, Coolin. Cool. Shout out to, I think that's it. So we're available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and Anchor. You can definitely check out this podcast out on those audio formats. We're here with Omega, Eisen, Swift, Trunks in the house, and Diaz. Let's go on and keep going. So Trunks, what's going on, man? We're actually gonna start with you because you got a good one here about Crunchyroll.
All right, cool. Let's
that
get
I
it.
wanted to jump into. Go ahead.
All right, let's go. Let me just pull that up real quick on my screen as well. There we go. So basically, what's happening here is we talked about this briefly before, but Funimation's content is all gonna go to Crunchyroll now. So yeah, it's basically gonna be something of like an acquisition merger type shit. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And also for those of you subscribed to both of them, by the way, you only now need to be subscribed to one platform. So that could save you a lot of headache and money right there. So it's kind of a win for everyone. Basically, the reason that these two are merging is because in summary, they realize that they're not really competing against each other. They're more competing against like the pirating websites that where you can illegally stream anime. So that's why they want to make their selection larger than ever and more accessible. So I think that's the main reason for the merging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, something I just thought about was because you remember what happened with what was it, Attack on Titan, when that pretty much shut down Crunchyroll? Didn't that happen?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, imagine all the audience from Funimation joining Crunchyroll now. Imagine like the possibilities of more crashes happening because now, well, Crunchyroll is going to be a bigger platform. So I would hope that the support and resources that they got from Funimation are also going to be transferred and added to Crunchyroll for things that happen, like, you know, shutdown, server, maintenance, whatever, inventory, all that shit. Because, I mean, it's going to be a bigger ship, so, I mean, you're going to have you need way more support. I mean, we don't want to see Chainsaw Man come out and in the first episode the shit crashes. Like, I don't want that shit to happen. So definitely good news. I mean, I don't really know anyone that was watching content on Funimation though. So I mean, most people I know are definitely have the Crunchyroll as that de facto default service. So good news for Funimation and Crunchyroll. They're not in competition. They're from the same company anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And there was actually Funimation had some exclusive shows on their platform that Crunchyroll didn't have. So this definitely does add more value too. So now we don't have to choose, you know, like HBO or Netflix to get different things. Now we can just go to our one source. So that will make it easier for us to consume as well. So this is definitely a W. As long as they can maintain the servers and stuff like that, then I have no beef with this news. Any thoughts, Swift?
I mean, I'll make it fast. People are gonna watch anime. They're gonna find a way to watch it for free. Usually,
yeah.
Unless you're like a super anime fan. So I don't see this making much of a change, really.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me.
That's a good point too. Yeah, Dorian says the real ones use free links. I mean, yeah, of course. Shout out to D Wayne. What's going on, man? And Death Racer. What's going on? What do you think, Adias? Thoughts?
First, let me comment, okay? Real anime fans support with their damn wallets, okay? You got to support it with your money. I think this is pretty good, though. Hopefully, they add profiles to a single account in the future, apps for smart TVs, and also a fix for the damn seasons thing that happens with dubs. I mean, I can't tell what's what since the app only shows the title and I can't see the fucking description. You know, as one of the only idiots who has a subscription to both, I'm happy to spend $8 less a month, personally. This is going to be the world's largest anime library. I personally don't even think you need to stream illegally that much. If you do, you're just, I mean, you're not a real fan. So, also, if paid annually, the remaining months will be sent to a new or existing Crunchyroll account. If you have an annual Funimation subscription, don't worry, you won't miss out. They can add any time you have left on that subscription to your new or existing Crunchyroll account. Provide both your current Funimation account email address and your current Crunchyroll account email address to Crunchyroll, and you should be fine.
Okay. And like you said, totally agree that for the most part, you're not, and this is just my experience, like with last year, like I didn't really need free links. Only certain situations, like for instance, maybe like the Tensei anime or Vinland Saga. If you didn't have it on Amazon, you didn't want to pay Amazon Prime to watch Vinland Saga. Well, you could go just get it on a free link or whatever. Or maybe sometimes, you know, we got delays on Crunchyroll. I'll just find another place to watch it. But just because it's on Crunchyroll doesn't mean it premieres at the same time it's supposed to premiere, right? Attack on Titan's a really good example of that. It premieres on like 2:45 p.m. Central, but is actually available like at like 12 p.m. So that's just another example where you might want to use another free link. But yeah, definitely agree that this is going to help out a lot to have one source with the platform. Anything, Eisen?
Yeah, you know, I agree with what Adita said about, you know, when you're a real fan, you will support it financially that way, because that's what keeps the content coming. That's what affects your voice and all that, you know. So I agree with Adidas on that. You know, that larger library is going to be awesome. With Yu Yu Hakusho and trying to think, Rurouni Kenshin and others coming, it'll be awesome to see all that on Crunchyroll. So you know, I'm really excited and really excited to see what else will be on there as well.
Okay, what do you think, Omega? Thoughts?
I only have a short thought about it.
Okay.
Good. Pay for more. What I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I enjoy anime, and this some combining will just make more massive amount of animes available. So, only thing I will say, just keep it clear on what's dub and what's not. So yeah. Other than that, I'm stoked for it.
Okay. So my I wanted to talk about Batman really quick. I'm trying to share the screen real quick, but who saw the Batman this weekend? I know Omega, you saw it. Anyone else see it? The Batman this weekend?
I saw it.
Okay, dope. Anyone else?
Well, you asked me yesterday,
yeah,
when I'm seeing it, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I said tomorrow, but by tomorrow I meant like later tonight.
Oh,
Not
wow.
before this podcast.
Golly, you're seeing it like after this?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Okay.
Wow.
So without spoiling, I want to do our little quick thoughts on the film. So go ahead, Adias. You can go first. What are your thoughts?
Whew. Okay.
I know.
Oh my God. All right. I'm probably the biggest mark for Batman, really DC, but definitely Batman because he embodies everything that DC stands for. I'm probably one of the biggest marks in the damn country. Um, so for context for you guys, 3 years ago, when Todd Phillips had the mid-budget but mega successful Joker, um, that kind of threatened, how superhero movies were to be made from then on. Things went from the classic modern cinema blockbuster format uh, that we've been accustomed to since 2008 with Iron Man. It went from that to something a little bit more gritty here with the Batman. I mean, we got a sprawling 3-hour film that's more of a police pursuit.
Ah, shit. Fuck.
Batman. This is not your Captain America. It's not a conspiracy thriller. It's not your Logan. It's not a very violent Western film. It's not even an action movie, if you ask me. It's nothing like Nolan's post 9/11 inspired Dark Knight, where it's very tactile but still adheres to the tropes and storylines and spectacles that you would expect from that kind of movie. This movie belongs in its own category altogether. You see, what Matt Reeves has done is he's kind of eschewed all the usual razzmatazz in favor of a hard-boiled murder mystery. And if this is not a film, if you're not expecting, if you when you think of Batman, right? If you think of him punching people with the POW logo coming up, this is not the film for you. You're going to see him doing his damn job as the world's greatest detective, going through paperwork, investigating, stroking his chin. I mean, that's what kind of movie this is. And then the atmosphere, man, it was so grim. It was haunted. It carried an air of fear with every fucking footstep a character took. I mean, the combat was shot in silhouette. The Batmobile sequence was framed very tight. All the set pieces, they doubled down on a very dark color palette that kind of extended Bruce's personal hell across the entirety of Gotham. I mean, this whole thing just felt like a very scorched earth rebuttal to the very candy-like aesthetic of superhero films that we've been accustomed to. This movie's the anti-blockbuster, and it embodies everything that Batman's supposed to represent, in my opinion. What it doesn't leave behind is a power vacuum. It vacates the mayor's office, so there's a kind of a feeling where it's open. It's like that kind of chilling feeling you got as a kid walking down the street on Halloween night. That's what that movie kind of emulated with its cinematography. I thought the world building was great. The CGI was immaculate, largely invisible. The grime was good. Gotham was dirty for once. It's not that clean Chicago we had in Nolan. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. My only issue with it is that I've seen the story before. It's very largely inspired by the Telltale series. But I'm not going to take points off of that because I rate movies based on execution, especially comic films.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give this one an 8.8 out of 10, and that's it for me.
Okay.
I'm going to stop. MTV Batman for the win.
Yo, quick interjection. Yo, I just want to say, Donnie, that's like the right way to give a movie review without actually spoiling the movie. Like, this is like a prime example of how you do it. Like, now I kind of know what to expect, but nothing is ruined at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Totally agree.
I tried my best.
Cheers.
All right. Go ahead, Omega. Give me your thoughts on the Batman.
Okay, so definitely my thoughts on Batman. From the beginning of the movie, I was already captivated with how dark and yet almost very lifelike how Gotham was represented. It was very even the days looked like it was still dripping in darkness. So I gotta admit, like I enjoyed the fighting. It was this almost seemed like a Batman that was not as uh martial arts, but more of just coming at you with them hands. Like it was like, dang, he must have. I mean, it looked like some kind of form of martial arts, but it wasn't like what we've seen other Batman. I did like the more surrealness in the combat, and I do want to mention that his voice patterns wasn't as egregious, but it did have a strong emo tone to it. It wasn't, you know, like it. I could actually know what Batman was saying. Like so. Other than that, I enjoyed Catwoman. I think she did very well into being the infamous Catwoman. Her vibe was it was a little more or less seductive though. I wanted to almost feel like this Batwoman was just like I just, you know, I just do my thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to seduce you at all, or you know, no. Like even the small parts where she tried to hold her own against Batman, it's like, yeah, you're skilled and all, but it showed surrealism into how Batman is only going to tolerate so much of you throwing punches and kicks at him. But I do want to mention just the for it to be a very dark movie, I knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no part where I was just like maybe like, hey, do I need a flashlight or anything? No, I need a bat light. But yeah, all around, I very much enjoyed the film. I hope a lot of other people do. I might be just a Bat stan because I actually like the character, but I do realize there is some kind of hypocrisy going on with what a villain is doing and what Batman is doing. You know, like it's almost like, wait, you mad at me because I'm doing what? Like I'm taking down bad guys too. Like you know, give me a break here. But all in all, if I were to give it any solid rating for myself, I would give it a 8. There were moments where it was kind of like for a 3-hour film, you know, some people might have just up and left like as soon as possible, or just, oh well, he got to the segment. We know what's going on after that, so you know. But yeah.
Okay, so not bad so far. We got an 8.5 from Medias. We got an 8 from you. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give my thoughts. So this you guys had some great points. So we got to keep this in mind that this is like basically Batman year 1. Just add one more year and it's Batman year 2. So Batman in this state in this film is very rookie, doing his career. He's trying to start this project of trying to save Gotham on his own. You know, he doesn't have, like someone mentioned, he doesn't have the best fighting style because he's just trying to figure his fighting style out. So he's more of this brawling with people instead of trying to have it all nice and looking, you know, all like Arkham Asylum, video gaming like we see in the Dark Knight trilogy. Even Ben Affleck's Batman, you know, he looked like he was straight out of the video games. But no, this guy, he's fighting very clumsy. But he's still getting hits in. He's getting hit in himself. And in the beginning, I love how they say, you know, people are afraid of him at night because, well, they think he's there, but he's they're afraid of the shadows, but he's also the shadow. So just the, like you said, someone mentioned about the comment about Gotham, just the way it looks, Gotham is actually a living character in the film. And actually, Gotham should always be a character in Batman films, because the way the setup is, it's like a living, breathing thing. Definitely did a good thing on the setting of the city. In fact, and I see why in some articles they kind of link this to Joker's film, because there are some times where I'm like, whoa, I'm getting Joker vibes from this movie, and that's not a bad thing. But if you listen closely to the soundtrack of this movie, there's certain tracks you're like, okay, this sounds exactly like Joker's shit, not in a bad way, but in a good way to make it well grounded. Villain wise, Riddler, this is probably the best Riddler that, you compare that to Jim Carrey's from Batman Forever. I mean, obviously, this is more of a grounded villain. So I think it's Paul Dano, I think that's his name, the actor of Riddler, did a really good job.
Paul Dano.
Dano, okay. He was in what was that one film he was in? Something with blood. Forgot. It was in one movie. It's like a Western.
He was in There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, that was a great film. I remember him being in that.
It was
one.
a comedy I was thinking of too. But
he was in there with Daniel Day-Lewis. Two of the very best
comedy.
Yeah. So with the Riddler, right? I would say my critique is, although we gotta say that, yeah, Colin's right. He is the best Riddler, but this is Riddler year 1, year 2. Like, this is a rookie Riddler, and for a rookie Riddler, I mean, he's pretty fucking dope. Like, he did a really good job. I will say there's certain moments where they're trying to make him be a little bit more terrifying, and it doesn't work out. And you'll find that out when you watch the movie. But overall, good acting with the Riddler. I don't really have much complaints with the Riddler. I think, honestly, him and Penguin, awesome job. Colin Farrell, awesome job with Penguin. They plan on doing a Penguin series on HBO Max. Go figure. I think he can do it. It was really good acting there with the Penguin. In fact, some people didn't even know that was Colin because of the makeup and stuff. But he did a great job. Catwoman, obviously, this is a rookie Catwoman too, so it's hard to compare and say, oh well, is this the best Catwoman? Like, well, it wasn't bad Catwoman, but obviously she'll probably improve as the time goes. Also, the critique on the 3-hour mark, I agree. It is long for a movie. That is like a Star Wars, Lord of the Rings time length of a movie. They could have definitely cut it down a little bit, maybe 2 hour, 30 minutes. But, whatever. Like, hopefully the sequel, they'll learn from the sequel and maybe make it a bit shorter. And maybe they can add some of those scenes maybe in a Blu-ray type combo or something like that. But like someone said in the chat, someone actually made a good point. Who was it? I think it was... Go back in the chat real quick. There was someone that said this is basically, D-Wayne. Shout out to D-Wayne. D-Wayne said the Batman was Batman Begins 2. So I almost somewhat agree with that. That this is better than Batman Begins, better than Dark Knight Rises, but I think it doesn't reach Dark Knight yet because this is a rookie Batman. That's the only reason why I wouldn't say, oh, this is better than Dark Knight. No, I can't do that because he's not there yet. He's just started. And you can tell... this is based on how Bruce Wayne goes about it, how Batman goes about it in this movie. Another question is, how's his Bruce Wayne? I think his Bruce Wayne is totally different from your Ben Affleck and Christian Bale. Christian Bale is a little bit cocky. Definitely Ben Affleck's, he's so the older Bruce Wayne. Of course, he's going to be cocky and know himself. This Bruce Wayne doesn't really know himself yet. He's still trying to figure himself out. He's so focused on being Batman that he's barely Bruce Wayne, which makes a lot of sense, right? So I think Matt Reeves did a good job. Score for me, definitely, I think it at minimum 8 out of 10. Definitely maybe 8.5. Definitely room for improvement. But totally great film. I'm excited for a sequel.
I do have a question. I heard you speak on some of the characters played. But I haven't really heard anything about how well Circus played Alfred, because to me, one of the things has always been one of the most important things to get right is always the relationship between Alfred and Batman. So
I think it was okay. I do think that Christian Bale's Alfred was a little bit better, but that's just my opinion. I don't think he did a bad job though. But what do you think, Adias?
I think this guy was a little better because it was a different take. You know, you had the military Alfreds, you know, the more militant Alfred. I think that's the kind of approach he was going for. And we've kind of seen him play more militant roles before. So I did enjoy it. It was it fit, you know, what they were going for.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree on that. But this will be on HBO Max in April, so I mean, most people are probably going to see it before April, but we will be doing another watch party of it in April when it comes out on HBO Max. In case anyone's interested in that, I'll definitely watch this over again. I don't mind that at all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So with the go ahead.
I will say I wouldn't put it above The Dark Knight either, but I would probably put them on equal footing, just based off of execution alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree on that. Go ahead, Trunks.
Yeah, I asked this earlier. You briefly spoke on it. I think in like a previous stream. I asked if you thought Robert Pattinson would make a good Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. All you said that was that he wasn't very focused on being Bruce Wayne. So would you say that's like
that's how he's supposed to be?
Yeah,
that's really how he's supposed to be.
That's how he's supposed to be.
The character's supposed to be.
Yeah, especially you're talking about year 2 Batman. So he's really taken all his energy trying to do something he's never done before. So it makes sense that you're not going to see a lot of Bruce Wayne scenes and stuff like that. And the director said they didn't want to show a lot of Bruce Wayne because they wanted to keep Batman at the center. And, you know, the Dark Knight trilogy already kind of did a good enough job on the Bruce Wayne origin story. So that's why you see more Batman.
Not only that, but that's even lampshaded and discussed in the film.
Okay, I see. I don't know. I just never thought like Robert Pattinson would be like the guy to play Batman. I don't know why.
Nah, man. I knew he'd be good as soon as I saw his chin.
Ha! What
the? Gotta have the ideal chin projection.
Let me look at his chin, though. Yeah, he'll do a good job. Good chin, though. That's weird.
But yeah,
I mean, imagine if Batman was like recessed. No one would take him seriously.
Yeah, you could never cast Michael B. Jordan as Batman.
Oh God, no! And here's
that chin projection is sinful. I'm sorry.
And another comment that Omega made about the voice. Now, the interesting thing about that was that in the original trailer, they did add some type of like voice kind of changer on him, but then in the movie, he sounds like he's just his normal voice. So that's something they did change up. I thought it was going to be the, hockey pads bullshit like Christian Bale did, but he did not have to alter his voice that much. So little info there. But yeah, that's our thoughts. Go ahead. Someone had a comment.
Oh no, I just said interesting.
Yeah. So
wait, how old is he supposed to be?
In the Batman?
Oh yeah, this one.
If we just go by the story, if he's 12 and he trains for 10 years or so, he's probably in his mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
you can see his age in the film.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So next up, Pokemon. Pokemon company has announced that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, a brand new open world Pokemon adventure, will release on the Switch later this year. Announced during Pokemon Day 2022, Pokemon presents these 2 new Game Freak developed games will feature a new region, and its 3 new Gen 9 starter Pokemon have already been revealed. So we're getting another Pokemon game later this year. Of course, Pokemon Legends came out earlier this year, which seemed to be getting good feedback. I played it, and honestly, I did not enjoy it. I think I prefer your traditional Pokemon games, like your Shield and Sword. So I'm pretty sure I'll probably like this one better. But go figure that another Pokemon game will come out. Of course, I mean, Pokemon sells like hotcakes when it comes to Nintendo, so this is actually no surprise to me. So that's pretty much my thoughts. I'll definitely look into it when it comes out. I probably will be getting it on the Switch because Sword and Shield are pretty good. So that's my thoughts on Pokemon. Anything on this Swift new Pokemon game?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't even know there was a new Pokemon game coming out, but it's Pokemon, so it's gonna do good. They're already know Pokemon things, so
yep,
nothing too much on this one.
Okay, Trunks, anything?
Not on this, no.
Okay, Diaz, anything?
Not really. I do have a question. Didn't they just make a new Pokemon?
Yeah, Pokemon Legends came out at like Q1 of this year.
Yeah, that's crazy, and we're already getting a new one.
Right.
Hey, I don't know. I haven't played Pokemon in so long. Have they been open world games, or is this something completely new?
Well, if it's gonna be open world like Legends, then it's completely new. Because Sword wasn't really open world like that. Sword was kind of your classic Pokemon format, but Legends was open world. I didn't really like it that much because I don't know. I didn't have a good experience with it, but we'll see if maybe they're trying to copy the same format and make it traditional. That's what I'm hoping, but we'll see with that one.
And I'm looking at it right now. It looks like it's based on the map of Spain as well. This might be pretty cool. Hey, who knows? I might play Pokemon. I doubt it because I'm cheap, but I'm interested.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. Isaac, anything?
Yeah, I figure it's Pokemon, so it'll sell. But yeah, I won't be getting it. I don't have anything Nintendo. Heck, I haven't even played Pokemon since the Game Boy Pocket. So yeah,
Damn. All right. Damn.
Game Boy Advance for me, bro.
Yeah, you know what? It might have been the Advance. Now that I think about it, but yeah,
my shit was the 3DS. That shit was dope. Okay. Meg, anything on the new Pokemon? Omega, you there?
Yep. So,
using.
I'm gonna be very light on it. I don't have much to input on it, but I mean, it's Pokemon. I don't even think that thing is ever gonna stop. So
yeah, right.
Yeah. So I'll leave it there.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. All right. Go ahead, Swift. This is yours.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fashion Elite. I think I said this last week. But yeah, again, they're getting the season 2, but they're also getting a season 3 that got announced earlier today. So that's going to be good. Season 3 is releasing in 2023. Season 2, that's releasing in July of this year. And based off the trailer, it should cover light novel volumes, I want to say 4 through 7. I'm pretty sure it goes up to there. I didn't see anything that goes past that, which is good. As long as they have more episodes, that means the pacing should be straight too, and it shouldn't be missing up too many things. So yeah, I think Classroom Elite is going to be the top anime, in my opinion, this year. But we'll just have to see once it comes back out.
Okay. So what is the genre? Is it like a comedy or like what's the genre of it?
Is this considered shonen or no? I don't think it's shonen.
It's in the light novel genre.
Light novel, that's right. I forgot that's a genre.
It is a genre because they all tell the same story.
How was season 1? Was it good? I never actually heard of this one.
Season 1 is good, but season 2 is better than season 1.
I can explain the story, if you guys need to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
probably be better at it.
In a traditional genre sense, I would call it a psychological thriller. In the distant future, the Japanese government has established a Tokyo advanced nurturing school dedicated to instruct and foster the generation of people that will support the country in the future. The students are then given a high degree of freedom in order to closely mimic real life. Now, the story follows the perspective of Ayano Koji, who's a quiet and unassuming guy who's not really good at making friends, and he'd rather keep his distance. However, he has a high level of intelligence with not even a near rival. And he's in a student of a class. In this class, that's where the school dumps its inferior students. So he's this guy, super smart, around a bunch of fucking jackoffs. And then he meets 2 other students in his class, and then his situation begins to change, and he starts getting involved in all these crazy affairs. And his idea of a normal high school life begins to get scattered. and that's when the psychological thriller aspects come in.
Okay, that sounds kind of dope, actually.
It's pretty good.
Thoughts, Trunks, on this one?
Haven't seen it yet. I was like on the fence of should I watch this? Should I not watch this? But after hearing that, I think I will watch it.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna try to start this week. Actually, see what's all about.
That convinced me to watch it.
I was talking with somebody else, me and Adiz's friends. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. People gonna think this is crazy. I'm taking this over Attack on Titan.
What? Really?
Especially when season 2 and season 3 come out.
Really?
That's just me though. That's just me. It's a bold. That's me though. Considering that I've read the light novel and I know what happens. Also,
Okay.
like psychological aspects over like meathead anime anyway. So that's all I'm taking over it.
All right, I'll check it out.
But I think you have to have a certain taste for it too.
So, Letus, what's going on, Letus? He says, "Is this dubbed?" First season should be dubbed, right? By now, right?
Yeah, first season's already dubbed.
Okay, yeah.
I'm watching dub or sub.
Yeah, Letus, you can check out the dub with season 1. Yeah, it sounds. Hey, man, if you're making that statement based on what you know, then shit, it should be good. Omega, anything on this? Uh-oh, Omega busy here. Omega, you busy? You want me to skip you, bruh? You busy?
Yeah, I'm focused. So, I don't have too much information on this anime. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go no comment.
Okay, man. Omega, you straight, Omega? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Adias.
Oh, Cuphead. Yeah. So, as you guys know, the Cuphead game the Cuphead show just released on Netflix, and it did actually pretty well in a short amount of time. Way faster than I was expecting it to. And it just got approved for a second season. Sorry, I can't find my notes on this shit. Sorry, give me a sec.
Oh, no, you're good.
Let me just go here. Freestyle it. All right. Yeah, so this is from IGN. It just got renewed for a second season. The founders of the game, the developers, they served as the executive producers of the show. There's no official release date for it. And the first official confirmation we've seen of more episodes has come. And this has come with the season 2 announcement. This is the Netflix original. The show captures the essence of the game. It gives fans both old and new a surreal, chaotic, and fun throwback cartoon with memorable characters and really good animation, in my opinion. On top of Arcane and Castlevania, I do think that Netflix is doing really well with their video game adaptations. So me personally, I am excited about it. You can watch the creators speed run Cuphead in about 20 minutes for promo of the show. They do talk about it a lot more. And let me just interject this as well, and I'll let you guys go. I think it's really something neat when you have these adaptations and you have the creators involved, because no one's going to be more passionate about their creations than the creators themselves. And you can really see that passion trickle down in the show, in the quality of the animation, in that old throwback feel I mentioned. I mean, I think this is a really good show. I do recommend it. And as a guy that played Cuphead with my old coworkers every week, co-op 2018, I'm excited to see it's still alive and kicking.
Okay. So do you think that Netflix, I'm just asking everyone, do you think that Netflix is maybe they're biting a bit too much of what they can chew with what they've been doing? Because it seems like they cover a lot of genres here, and now they're adding even more genres, the whole video game adaptation stuff. It seems like a lot. I mean, they got the sci-fis, the documentaries, the action, all these different genres. And I mean, when we get a new show, it's not like we get a new show in every single genre every month. You know, they can only, I mean, especially with the budgets and stuff. Do you think they're doing a little bit too much, or maybe they should downsize a little bit?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Crunchyroll in a way is doing the same thing, except Crunchyroll is just sticking with anime.
Right, they're just sticking with
here's the
anime.
thing,
More or
right?
less.
Here's the thing with Netflix, right? This sounds bad to say for a company that's well beyond established right now, but I do think they're trying to find their way a bit. You have a bunch of streaming sites. You do have a bunch of other competitors they have around these times. They're trying to find something that gives them that edge. So they're kind of dipping and dabbling in a bunch of hats, I feel like, to find that what they run with the next 10 years. I do expect them to kind of lower all the different bags they're in the near future.
Because they're even doing weekly episodes now. That wasn't something they were doing before. Now they added that. So they're really stretching, you know, their abilities. What was your comment, Swift?
I was gonna say they're just becoming a library like Crunchyroll, essentially, except they're spreading them out like with everything basically. I don't see a problem with it, to be honest with you. They're just doing what any other company would do.
Okay.
That way it makes them more valuable.
Trunks, any thoughts on Netflix or Cuphead show season 2?
Cuphead show, like I've seen the preview of it, but I don't know. I feel like isn't it for like kids? I don't know. I might be looking at the wrong thing. Isn't it that like cartoon?
I wouldn't say so. The game itself, it like I said, the animation, the aesthetic, it calls back to the throwback kids show, you know, in terms of style. But there was always a constant undercurrent of dread and despair that really brought it up in the games. I think that the Netflix show kind of dialed down on that and played up the goofiness. But I don't think that its intent was to be for kids.
Okay, I see. It's just that I distinctly remember the rating being like PG or something like that, or like G. And typically that is like usually aimed at children.
I think Cuphead was 10 and up, so you may be right. You may be right.
Yeah. Also, I know I saw like the preview of it. I don't know, like just like from what I saw in that like 2 minutes, I don't know, it seemed like something a 10-year-old would watch. Like no disrespect or like anything. I just that's the impression I got. Like I would have enjoyed this if I was like 10 years younger. Oh man, I feel old as saying that.
You're not old, Trunks. You're not old.
You sounding like an XP dude now.
No,
you're not old.
It
I'm
is
only
a show.
22. How can this happen to me?
How old are you? Like 15, Trunks? Fuck.
22. I'm 22.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Damn, your voice got loud there.
22.
Damn, your voice got a little loud there. All right. Omega, thoughts? Cuphead?
So, I definitely enjoyed Cuphead. It was pretty. It was really funny. I had moments where I just couldn't stop cracking up. Their hijinks were really good. It's interesting that the whole time they like the devil is just out to get them, like constantly. It's kind of unnerving, but it's also funny the way he's coming at them. But all their hijinks are just hilarious to me. So I think season 2 is well worth deserved.
Eisen, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't really have anything on. I don't know anything about Cuphead, so.
Okay.
I will add one thing.
Uh-huh.
People will definitely get a kick out of meeting those two boxing brothers. That the episode itself is just remarkably hilarious.
Okay. Go ahead, Trunks.
Okay, we're on the next one. Let's see. So yeah, Dr. Stone is officially gonna end with chapter 232. That's releasing on March 6th. So this is quite sad to see. I was really hoping like this would run for a longer time, but I guess not. I mean, season 3 is coming, so I am very, very excited about that. This anime, like, I never really thought I would like it, but I just liked it. I really liked it. And I fact checked like a lot of the stuff they said in this show, and it was 100% accurate. They did not make shit up. Highly, highly, highly recommend. You should definitely watch it. Like, no matter what age you are, you will enjoy it.
So I think isn't Fire Force ending this year as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
Fire Force has already ended.
Okay. So
yeah.
So season 3, Dr. Stone's coming out. I don't know. I think it's coming out this year. I think, or that could be next year. I could be wrong on that. I did enjoy season 1, season 2, but I will say that I'm not surprised that this didn't go that far because it's hard to. I don't think this is a series you can really stretch for that much. Like I feel like once you start, this is basically like a history type thing going on here, where you start discovering, oh look, discovering things until you get to a point it becomes like a normal, like when you reach that normal setting of everything's built and stuff, then I think that'd be no point having the series to continue. And it feels like they're already kind of getting to that direction based off the little previews from season 3 and shit. They're being pirates and shit like that. I'm like, all right, this. I mean, this. I don't see this going that far, so I'm not really surprised that this is ending. But it was cool. I mean, so I'll definitely check out season 3.
Wait. Question.
Uh-huh.
No, wait. Why did you think it would be short? Like, I don't know. I thought this would be way longer once I saw them set off on the ship.
I mean, I just don't think like maybe not toward like I don't see this going towards a season 5. Like I would think probably this would end way before that.
Oh.
That's what I meant. Not like some long ass series like 300 episode 300. Like I don't see that type of thing with this series right here. I don't see it.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it seemed like season 2 really like advanced. Like season 2 seemed like it advanced things really quickly.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I don't know. I think the intention with that was, I guess, to not bore you because you already know how they do things now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think the creator wanted you to like keep seeing that over and over and over again for like just I don't know, for every single episode, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That's my take on it, but
uh-huh.
That's why they rush things. Yeah, go
ahead. Meg, any thoughts on Dr. Stone?
Yeah, very direct and straightforward. I enjoyed Dr. Stone a lot. It was intense. It made you think a lot too. I mean, I feel like I've researched almost stuff like out of a book, like whole science stuff, and it's just a good anime to me. Like, but for it to go on this long, I think it's well deserved.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For it to end, I mean, a lot of people may not want it to even end, but I think it's gone far enough. It toward its end, it seemed like it was trying to get to a point, like really fast.
Right. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Aizen, anything on Dr. Stone?
Nothing.
Okay. Diaz, anything? Dr. Stone?
No, I'm not a shonen guy.
Oh, you're not a shonen guy, but you like One Piece, don't you, Diaz?
Disgraceful.
Shonen Punch.
It's a shonen.
It's transcendental. It doesn't even count.
What the fuck? It doesn't count?
Nerd.
One Piece has transcended all of shonen.
So what is it? A seinen now?
it's in a league of its own.
I mean, yeah, One Piece is
Okay.
just goated.
Because it went
One
to
Piece
episode
is
1,000? Is that why?
It's not shonen, it's literature. Okay?
Oh my god. Whoa.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like it.
Swift, what do you think on Dr. Stone?
Okay, so unfortunately for me, I've been spoiled of literally the last page where it says the end for Dr. Stone.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think it's too wild for other guests for me to say. Don't be surprised if Dr. Stone comes back. Based off that last page, they'll probably make like a sequel. If I say what I think the sequel's gonna be called, I'll spoil it. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna end. Maybe the series is ended, but like they can either leave it ambiguous or they head on into something else where Dr. Stone is still inventing something. I'm trying to explain it without spoiling.
Uh-huh.
But put the pieces together. If he's created everything, then what can he do? There's one thing he hasn't created yet.
That was my thing. That's my thing. That's why I couldn't see it being like I said, an episode of the 300s type series. But I'll get you on there. So we got Soul Hackers 2, a new Megami Tensei game releasing this summer. There was a trailer on this that came out. I think it was earlier last month. I think it ended last month. So it's a sequel to the 1997 Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, a new game in the series is launching on August this year. Hackers 2 will launch on PS4, the WS5, Xbox, PC, just a day after it releases in Japan. Developer Atlas says the new JRPG will combine aspects of Tensei with the first Soul Hackers in celebration of the 25th anniversary. Definitely check out the trailer if you haven't already. It looked really cool. It's Atlas, so you get vibes from Tensei, you get vibes from Persona. I did not play the first one, but when I saw that trailer, I'm like, I kind of got it really interested. I think it might be, maybe a potential best JRPG of the year, possibly. We'll see, because I don't think we have a lot of JRPGs coming out this year yet, so this might be one of them, or maybe a sleeper hit. We'll have to see. But I'm definitely interested. That's my quick thoughts on that. Anything, ideas on this one? Soul Hackers 2?
Anything. More like a lot. I'm a big S&T fan. I'm a big Persona fan. So I am excited for this. I didn't even know this was a thing, so I actually took a peek at the trailer while you were speaking, and man, oh
it looks dope.
man, this shit is poised for success, especially with the rising popularity all over the world of Atlas RPGs. So anyone who first gained interest in SMT through SMT5, I think you definitely should give Soul Hackers 2 a try. It's going to have a similar combat system. It's going to have similar demon management. But on top of that, I'm noticing it's borrowing some features from the Persona series.
All right, that's what I saw.
The all-out attacks, the social elements, and then you have stuff from the original Soul Hackers 1, the sci-fi setting, a protagonist with a personality. I think this is great, man. I'm excited for it. So I just wanted to start off with that. But now I want to get into my concerns. I liked the 90s hacker cyberpunk aesthetic of the original. I thought that really added to it. And it's kind of weird with this new approach they're going with of this kind of like Digimon Cyber Sleuth, which is another game I enjoyed. But I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of the modern look. The character designs make me think of too many other games. Tokyo Mirage Sessions is another one that comes to mind. The music I was fond of. I like the music. Other than that, man, I'm just gonna keep fanboying over the game. So I think I'll stop right there. But yeah, and it's this summer too. Right. PS5. Okay, so I gotta get this on my PlayStation. I can't get this on my Switch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't get it on the Switch. It's probably not gonna look. I mean, it probably wouldn't look that good to be honest. But quick question: did you play Tales of Arise, Adidas, last year?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, Best RPG of the fucking year? Best JRPG?
Yeah, I agree.
Yo,
Agreed,
shit was lit.
That shit was
That was
awesome.
such a good game. Shit was lit, man. If you haven't played that
it
game, bro, man, shit was so good.
It doesn't get any better than Tails.
Dude, like, I don't know how you top that shit. Like, that shit, I mean, that shit was a hit. But let me stop fanboying. Any thoughts?
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
17 entries in Tails. I'm gonna just say that and leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
17, bro.
Mm-hmm. Trunks, anything on this? Hackers 2?
No. I think I'm a little bit refined for this.
Refined? Okay.
No.
Okay. Swift, what do you think? Thoughts?
No thoughts on this one.
Okay. Eisen, thoughts?
Nothing here.
Okay. Omega, thoughts?
Yes. My thoughts on here. I played the very first one, and just from the aspect of how they, it's just awesome how they can, like, even the story alone. I think I even watched the anime of it, but it's interesting how it takes elements from the very last game, but this one is like two factions of the Devil Summoners. So that's it brings a whole new element of the usual. Oh, there might be something that is coming that will cataclysmically destroy humanity, but we're still dealing with that weird fusion of what we have, the occult and then technology mix, kind of like a technomancery, if I were to say it that way. But the gameplay looks awesome, and I do like that their interest in really going into depth with more your party members. Like, sometimes you play RPG and you feel like, yeah, these people came together off of different goals and then they are there for a reason. But it goes into depth where, like, you can actually build a stronger relationship and sort of like a bonding system where even through that, your combat skills develop into, new abilities because you've been spending this time with this person. Or just in general, the parties, like whoever you take control over, and you're like, oh, these two seem like they would, like their personas. I hate that I actually had to use that word, but they're making like some kind of bond to each other. So I think that breaks up a lot from just grinding. You know what I'm saying? Like, grinding is fun in some JRPGs, but it's good to have that secondary option where it's like, okay, I'm not, running around destroying stuff. Like, let's see how far this storyline goes, and I get a new ability out of it. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Especially like in Persona 5, you didn't really need to grind or anything. You just, the more you go through the story, the stronger you get. You didn't have to do all that stuff compared to like a Souls game or something like that. But let's go to the next one. Go ahead, Eisen.
All right. Yeah, basically what we have here is new AEW star Keith Lee. He basically, he had been in WWE for a while. He'd been in Ring of Honor before that. He had some major highs whenever he's in NXT, becoming NXT champion and North American champion. But apparently, whenever he got to Raw and Vince got his hands more on the stuff, he was telling him on Chris Jericho's podcast that basically Vince McMahon told him that the way he speaks, given his promos, you sound too smart for your own good. Uh, so he said that basically, you know, the way he speaks, his cadence, you know, his choice of diction that he chooses when speaking, Vince basically wasn't a fan of it. You know, he was like he didn't understand what that meant, and he's basically, you know, he told him he wanted something more grimy. And basically, you know, it's kind of one of those things where I'm reading into it where, you know, you don't quite sound black enough. But I mean, the promos and everything have gotten trash over there, anyways. So it's pretty bad. I think Vince wants to get his hands in too much instead of letting these guys do more, do a little bit more of their own, be themselves more. But he's in AEW now. You know, hope the best for him. He's a good talent, amazing in the ring. So we'll see what happens next.
I find this very funny. I mean, what is he supposed to do? I don't really keep up with the wrestling thing, but what is he supposed to do? Like, get a voice changer or some shit? Sound like Darth Vader or some shit?
Man, hey, I'm telling you, he just didn't sound black enough. That's all it is.
Wow, this is really stupid, man. Any thoughts, Adias?
Yeah, a few thoughts. So Keith Lee, the wrestler, essentially Vince wanted him to be solely the Hulk, but Keith wanted to be Bruce Banner as well. That's what I'm getting, or maybe a Hank McCoy sort of thing. But this is not uncommon with wrestlers. Like, I remember there's a story with this other wrestler named Rob Van Dam. He was 6 months into his WWE run in 2001, and everyone was demanding that, like, he just be angry. And Rob Van Dam is this chill, you know, stoner guy, doesn't raise his voice. Like, he's a very passionate person, but you wouldn't get that impression just from hearing him speak. So everyone was demanding that he be angry because he just had to have a next gear. They spent the entire day, you know, just pissing him off on purpose, trying to get him angry to the point where, okay, yeah, he was angry in the segment, but then he just stormed out of the arena and just took off in his car and was just miserable and pissed off the rest of the night because he just wasn't wired to live in that sort of rage and have it be something he could just easily walk off from. And that fundamental concept, the fact that they're lacking it right now, shows you where the WWE is, because Keith Lee was given a new gimmick without being told what it even was, and then just told to sound less smart and be more intense, which he admitted he's not very good at. Then he was told to not look at the fans, and they were limiting his move set. And it just goes back to the question of, why do you hire people for their talent and then want them to be something else? It's like getting Tom Brady on your team and asking him to be a linebacker. It just doesn't make any damn sense. So yeah, and shout out to Keith Lee. He's on AEW. I'm watching AEW as we speak. And yeah.
Okay. Thoughts, Swift? Anything on this one?
No thoughts on this one either. I haven't seen this before.
Okay. Trunks, anything?
For this one, not really. Like, I don't know. This is like new to me, so yeah, I don't really have anything to comment.
Okay.
Interesting topic though.
Yeah, I did not know about this one anyway. Shout out to Eisen. Mega, anything?
I do want to say that I've always been a fan of WWE, and even to back in BC area. BC era, WWE. But yeah, this is quite interesting because, as I believe Adesys said, why did you hire me? You know, like I'm pretty much solidly nailing, you know, my persona, or my whole ego, my character is booming, right? And then now you throw a wrench in it, and now you want me to be something that I'm not. Now I do understand that. Yes, can we have you turn heel? That's different. You know, if you were always the good guy, now you need to be the bad guy. Yeah, but other than that, I don't know. It's just kind of almost like it's like just leave the character be, like
Right.
Especially, I believe there was a bring up of Rob Van Dam. Yeah, so it almost felt like that with that one wrestler, Hugh.
Mark
was it
Henry,
Hugh
maybe?
Black.
Oh, okay.
That's also very, very good too.
Yeah, Henry's a good one.
Yeah. Was it Hugh Blackman? Am I saying it right? It's like the karate guy.
No, that was
Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman, right?
Yeah.
It's like they wanted to. His character was. I don't know. Like, was there? I believe there was a time where it was trying to make him more of a tag team partner. It just didn't mesh well. It seemed like he was always good by himself. But
yeah,
I won't go further into it. But that's my 2 cents.
Okay. All right. So, Diaz, do you want to say anything before we move on?
I was just gonna say it is a business of constantly moving parts. I mean, you have guys getting injured, you have people whose roles you need to substitute. You know, you're going on the road week to week. A character you may have planned to be hot today may not be hot tomorrow. So I do have a little sympathy in the regard of them just making poor decisions. But I mean, something like that, man, that's some bullshit. You tell a guy you sound too smart. I don't just be creative and work with that. We're going through a very trying time for creativity in all mediums, and it's really showing.
All right. So rapid fire. So first off, Beetlejuice 2 in active development by Brad Pitt's production company. So Beetlejuice 2 returns from the grave as Brad Pitt's production company breathes new life into the long-shelved sequel. Confirmed by Deadline, official follow-up on Tim Burton's cult classic film is now in development over at Plan B. Beyond its existence, nothing else is known about the project. It's currently unknown whether Burton will return to direct the sequel or whether Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder will reprise her roles. More information will be revealed in a month. So, Beetlejuice 2, not sure why we need this again, but here we are, once again, with another sequel from long ago. Quick thoughts. Anyone, rapid fire. Just give me your thoughts. No order.
It's not needed. This is about 50 years too late.
Totally agree. Anyone else?
I love movies. I'm probably gonna watch it. I'm probably gonna hate it.
Okay. Anyone else?
I will say this. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. The first one was awesome to me. I even want to see shake, Sonora, shake your body right. I want to see that again. So I'm all in.
Okay. Anyone else? Rapid fire. Anyone else? Swift, Trunks. Yep.
Nope.
All right. Cool.
They weren't even thought about when that first one came out.
All right. Moving along. So we'll see. I would definitely like Keaton to come back. Has anyone seen the Michael Keaton, Michael Donnell's movie? Did anyone watch that one? Where he was like he was like the owner of McDonald's. That shit was good. Although, it's a documentary, so it's like more
franchise?
Yeah, something like that. I think it was something.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good. I watched that like multiple times. I don't know. Shit was good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up.
I don't even know why.
Next up, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy sales undershot expectations for Square Enix. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy was a pleasant surprise last year by Eidos Montreal. Great game, was really fun. Enjoyed it last year, but surprisingly, it did not make a lot of sales. Despite strong reviews, the game sales on launch undershot our initial expectations. However, sales initiatives that were kicked off last year in November continued into the new year have resulted in sales growth. We intend to work to continue to expand sales to make up for the title's slow start. Very disappointing, but it did win a couple awards last year. Any thoughts on this one? Quick thoughts? Anyone?
Fuck Guardians Guardians of the Galaxy.
What?
I was supposed to be in the third film, and they turned me down because I don't have a vaccine. So no thoughts.
The fuck?
Them.
Really?
Yeah. I can't say what role because of NDAs, but fuck them.
Oh shit! Wow, cool. All right, next. Next.
Yeah. I'm basically going to say it can't be that too damn good. It failed.
Right.
Mid.
Okay. Anyone else? Rapid.
I'll just say that
No.
Okay.
Great movies, but yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Next up, we got some bad news for Injustice 3. According to Ed Boon, he implies that the next game will not be Injustice 3. So the next says Mortal Kombat co-creator Ed Boon was just inducted into the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame for his long legacy of work in video games. In a new interview with Game Informer, he talked about his journey. One of the answers Boon implied that Injustice 3 is not the next title NetherRealm Studios is currently working on. Near the end of the interview, Boon was asked about the future for him as a game developer. With his response, the industry legend took the time to share what he feels like to be in the thick of it with game development. So, it's been rumored that a Marvel game may be the future for that studio. I wouldn't mind it because if you remember, the cycle has always been Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Mortal Kombat, Injustice, and they kind of use the same combat systems in those games, so that's why the releases are very easy for those two games. But if you're doing something brand new, I'm totally down with that. I do think an Injustice 3 would have been cool though, to capitalize on that from the last one, which did pretty well. But quick thoughts, anyone? Rapid fire on this one. Thoughts?
Nothing here.
Okay.
Fighting games seem like they just mirror each other.
Ha. Anyone else?
Nah,
Same
I
name,
mean, cool.
different name.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like they use the same even I mean, like you said, it's the same.
Yeah, fighting.
It's just the same. It's just
mechanics.
Yeah, different. Yeah, it would have stood out. I think honestly, if they did one with air combos and one didn't have air combos, like like launcher air combos, like
Mortal Kombat. Sorry, go.
Oh, go ahead.
You go.
Oh, I said I might be running into the territory of what Capcom does with aerial combos, which is I always thought was fun. Like, but yeah, that's all.
Go ahead, Adios.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat is like the Bleach of that fighting game, holy trinity of Tekken Street Fighter. So it's the third and the worst one, and the most, ass one. So yeah, and Injustice is kind of like the Demon Slayer, an even worse version of it.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay. Next, we got Square Enix plans to continue support for Final Fantasy, the MMO, for the next 10 years. Square Enix announced during its latest letter from the producer live broadcast on Sunday that plans to continue support for its Final Fantasy. What is that? Is that 14 or 15? I think that's 14, right? Is that 14? That shit's still out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 14. For the next 10 years. Producer-director Yoshida stated during the live stream that the long-term goals for the game included improved graphics. The game's first graphic update will include improvements for character and world visuals, featuring high-resolution textures and material qualities and better lighting and shadow effects. It says it plans to implement the first installments of enhancements with the launch of the next expansion pack. So this game's been going on forever, and honestly, as long as the gamers like it, who are the customers, and I have no really beef with that. I haven't tried this game. I haven't. Currently playing Old Republic, addicted to that shit. But I might try this, eventually. I know I need to try Lost Ark. Shout out to Rocky. He's mentioned Lost Ark was a pretty dope game. Quick thoughts on this one? Anyone?
None here.
I'm playing Star Wars, so I'm good. I don't need to play it.
Okay.
Rapidly, I've watched so many gameplay of it on YouTube. It looks pretty fun. It's massive, and it seemed like a lot of the large Final Fantasy fan base will not let it go. So
Yeah, right.
I have nothing. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about it. Definitely great.
Okay, and last but not least, so this was released along with the Street Fighter 6 announcement. Capcom Fighting Collection announced releasing this summer. So 10 classic games make their return, including 2 Darkstalker games never before released in the West, with enhanced features, quality of life improvements, online and rollback netcode for all titles. Continue to see on the trailer. It's a bunch of new kind of classic games coming out in the summer. Now, there was a couple of videos saying that, if people don't support this, then you may not see Darkstalker characters ever again, because old releases of those characters or games didn't do so well. So maybe this is kind of what they did with Virtua Fighter 5 Online that came out last year, trying to test the waters and the customer base to see if they still are interested. We'll have to see when it comes out. I'm pretty sure a lot of fighting game fans will definitely buy this. These collector items definitely do, at least the recent ones have been doing quite successful. Any quick thoughts on this one?
Nothing.
Okay. Definitely. This is like a fighter's dream come true. I mean, I believe this has been done on Xbox 360, if I'm correct. Well, no, they had a Darkstalkers pack where you could just, you played all the Darkstalker games. But I don't know, if this does very well, we might be looking at actually getting the and I could be wrong, but if we can just get X-Men, Children of Atom, Marvel, or Marvel superheroes, all X-Men versus Street Fighter, if this is good, I hope they really push those forward too. But I mean, all these titles are just like, when you get a wet T-shirt and you just like wring it out strong, and the next person near you just pow, like that's what I'm getting out of this.
Okay. Anyone else? Rapid fire thoughts?
Nope.
Alrighty. Cool. Alright. So that ends our episode 8 of Otaku Jump Podcast. You can check us out on, like I said, the audio formats in the description. Definitely join the Discord for watch parties, live streams, just chat, just chilling out and goofing out on the Discord. You can check that out as well. We'll see you on episode 9 on the 20th of this month. So same time as always, and we'll see you on episode 9. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see y'all later. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Peace.
See you
later.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Swift saying he's not a nerd.
Hadouken!
Son of a bitch.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
Oh no.
the stun ray with the force
Yeah,
energy of power.
I take that back.
Soul is mine.
You did it. It's
You
all
seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Tyrannosaurus! Be back, but
SoulProvider.
I'll have to.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
rival, even though these
I'll have to tell him what you said.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
About the you being the guy for bad.
Always winterize your pants.
Me, bro.
Your soul is mine.
He's gonna be like,
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious? Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see,